Namaskar. Welcome to the EPS system of astrology. I'm Dr.G.K.Adith Kasinath, the founder of EPS system of astrology. In this video, I'm going to discuss in brief about the important topic in astrology that is called birth time rectification. What is birth time rectification and why it is required, and also the correct method of birth time rectification I'm going to brief in this video. We know that actually what is the correct time of birth, that is a big question, because there are a lot of theories whether the time when the child is coming out of the womb, or when the umbilical cord is being cut, or when the child is when the child is crying for the first time. The actual meaning is that when the child is taking his first breath is the time of birth, because last breath is the death, and definitely the first breath should be the birth of the child. But we don't know when that actual birth, that first breath the child is taking. So there could be few minutes difference when that child is coming out of the womb and getting exposed to the atmosphere and disconnected from the mother, and also when the child is crying. So when that child is taking his breath, as soon as it's coming out of the womb, it has to inhale the outer oxygen, and it to start taking breath. So there could be few minutes difference within this process. So nobody knows that, in exactly what time it is taking that first breath. So is that so much important within few minutes? Yes, absolutely it is important. Because when you know that the people who are all following Krishnamurti Pathati, they knows that value of the few minutes. Even in our Vedic system also, the people knows when the minutes are different in the divisional chart, they could feel some difference in the divisional charts. So in the KP system, if you see that when the few minutes are different, the Lagna and other curves, importantly Lagna, which is falling in a particular Rasi and particular star at the time of birth, in which degree the Lagna is falling in, within that star, within particular subdivision, that particular child would have been born. It means Lagna star lord is further subdivided into subdivision that is called a sublot. That sublot duration is going to be between 3 minutes to approximately 9 minutes. Because by like Ketu, Sun, Mars, wherein these planets are having that lesser, Dasa Bhuktī periods, Dasa duration is very less for them. So based on that, only subdivisions, that sublots duration also there. So when Lagna is falling in a particular, star, the subdivision is going to be running for about 3 to 9 minutes. So when it is only for 3 minutes, suppose the subdivision also in the border, 1 minute also can change that sublot to the next sublot or previous sublot. So that what is the, what different it is going to cause for, because of that, when the sublot is different, obviously, as the people are KP system, they know that sublot of the particular cusp, suppose for the Lagna, that is having the destiny prospects of the particular house matter, that is Lagna. Similarly, it is applicable for all the other 12 curves. In total 12 curves. All the 12 curves will be in a particular star and subdivision. When minutes are different, not only the Lagna sublot changes, but also the remaining 11 cusps also can change. Not required that within few minutes, all the sublots of all the curves should change. There are possibility within 1 or 2 minutes, Lagna sublot can change, other cuspal sublot also change. Please keep it in mind, within few minutes difference, Lagna sublot may not change also, but other cuspal sublot can change. Because suppose Lagna sublot is ruled by a long duration sublot, suppose Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, if they are all running, then automatically that sublot duration is going to be more. Within 2 minutes difference, Lagna sublot will not change, but whereas the other cuspal sublots which are in the border, which are ruled by the short duration sublots, definitely will change. But people are taking, for the birth time rectification, they're focusing only on the Lagna, not on the other cusps. So because Lagna only is important, they're thinking that, so Lagna is fixed, then all other cusps will be automatically fixed. That is not the right way. As I said, when the Lagna sublord, even if it is the same, but there are some chances for other cuspal sublots also get changed. Then what is the difference? Why Lagna is sublord if it is the same? What is the difference it is going to make if the other cuspal sublots are changing? You know that the cuspal sublots of the other cusps are having the important role in finding the destiny prospects of the particular house. Suppose fifth cuspal sublord is Rahu. When the birth time is little different, or 1 or 2 minutes, the Rahu can be moved to Mars. Mars is holding the destiny prospect of the fifth house, whereas if the minutes are different, it can be Rahu, can be the one which is holding the destiny prospects of the fifth house, right? So that people who are following KP know that. So that way the sublord is most important one. It is holding the destiny prospects of the particular house matters. In such important way, we are going to look at the chart to know the destiny prospects based on the sublord of the primary house for a particular event. How far it is most important to fix these sublords, not only the Lagna, but also the other curves, right? So what is the necessity for such things? We know that destiny is, fixed, or destiny is being decided by the cuspal sublord of the primary houses. Not only that, the particular cuspal sublord is also playing an important role in the timing of event. But most of the KP astrologers do not take that one. But cuspal sublord of any house also holding the destiny prospects, and also it is also a significant of the house. It is also playing an important role in the timing of event. So when the sublord is changing, not only the destiny will change or can differ, but also the planet which are going to support for the event, that also can change its color. Because sublord is changing, that planets, if it is fifth sublord is Mars, instead of it is Rahu, Mars will lose its fifth of signification, then Rahu will take it. It is on the unfavorable side also. It means what I'm trying to say that fixing the cuspal sublords of the important cusps, including Lagna, is birth time rectification, not just the Lagna sublord alone. Would have seen that even many of the KP followers and also many of the KP teachers also teaching that fixing the Lagna ascendant rulers, sign lord, star lord, importantly sublord and sub-sublord, based on the ruling planets alone, they are teaching. Please understand, there are definitely connection between the ruling planets at the time of analyzing a chart and also to the chart we are discussing. We are taking a chart for an analysis for a particular event today. It means there could be some connection between the chart and also at the time of analysis, which are the planets are ruling at that moment. That is the connection. Does not mean that the ruling planets should get connected only to the ascendant of the particular native. If you feel that, what will happen? I will tell you an example. Suppose Lagna sublord is, for a Lagna sublord is Jupiter. Suppose Lagna star lord is Rahu, Lagna sublord is Jupiter. Sub-sublord is, for example, say Saturn. If you look at the ruling planets, the Lagna sub-sublord, that at the time of ruling planets, moon in the sign, star, and you take the ruling planets at the time of analysis, Jupiter may be playing. So imagine Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, or Mercury, 4 or 5 planets are ruling at the time of analysis. So whatever may be the sub, if it is coming, or sub-sub, Lagna is holding, Jupiter is coming also, it will match. Saturn coming also, it will match. Rahu coming also, it will match. So we will not be able to come to a decision whether that time is correct or not, just based on the ruling planets. You understand? So when you are taking, at the time of analysis, suppose Saturn is the ruling planet, but Saturn is not there in the ascendant. But if you change that sublord of that Lagna, move to the Saturn, so that will fix. So they will adjust few seconds and all. Please understand there are many factors are influencing for the sublord. Because after to after will be a lot of factors are getting influencing. Ionamsite changes or even latitude to longitude minor changes also it will cause influence on the sublord and also sublord also, because seconds can change the sublord. So another thing is that just based on the ruling planets, if you want to fix a birth time, if you are taking the same chart again the next day or some other time, there could be different ruling planets. So will you adjust again? So there is no, the people used to say, no, the first time when you take it, you take that time. How come you know that the time what you are getting from the child, that client is the first time they are going to analyze, or the next, it is going to be the second? That is not logical, right? So it means then what is the one we have to follow? Definitely there is a connection between the ruling planets and also the birth chart, which you are analyzing at the time of under, right? What is that connection? When you are taking a chart for analysis, for what purpose you are taking that chart for analysis, that definitely there will be connection between the purpose of analysis and also the ruling planets. Not required to be the Lagna. If your analysis on the marriage, you are taking a chart, definitely there will be connection between the ruling planets and the marriage significations or seventh primary rulers of the marriage. There will be significator of the marriage houses. There will be connection between the birth chart and also the ruling planets. Suppose you are taking a chart exclusively for the purpose of birth time rectification. Somebody saying that, sir, I don't know the exact birth time. I was said that between 6 and 8 a.m. or in the morning only I was born. So the purpose of analyzing that chart, they're asking to rectify the birth time or correct the birth time or find the correct birth time. So that time definitely ruling planet, the help of the Almighty will help us in finding the Lagna position, right? So the birth time rectification is not just following the ruling planets. Ruling planets are connected to the event we are discussing. So then what to do? When we are taking a chart for analysis, but the native would have come for two, 3 events. It is a must that we have to do the verification of the birth time for its accuracy before proceeding further. But how to do that? Based on the ruling planets? Only? No. It is our purpose to check the important cuspal sublots of that particular chart are matching to the given problems or events or past events. The native would have given some past events. I got married on so-and-so period. I got so-and-so problem. He might be coming with some problem also. All the information we are gathering are going to help us in doing the reverse process of the particular event, whether that in which period he said it happened, whether that is possible for the native to get an experience during that Dasa, Buddhi, Antara, and Sukshma. Accordingly, we have to adjust the birth time so that important cuspal sublot is getting matched to that. The people who are learning the EPS system, they will understand the value of that important cuspal sublot of the particular cusp in the timing of event and also destiny. So while we are going to, before proceeding further, it's a must to do the birth time rectification or verification by fixing the cuspal sublot of the important cusp based on the past events and details. Because that the cuspal sublots are different, that significators of the particular house matters will differ, and also timing of event also, the Dasa Buddhi will have it change in signification strain that will have impact on the timing of event. So when that given event details are not satisfied, then it is understood that the cuspal sublot of the particular house is not correct. So because of that, we have to adjust that so that it is matching. Please keep it in mind, while we are adjusting one cuspal sublot, automatically will have impact on the other cuspal sublot also. We have to keep this in mind and do it. So not only the Lagna, if the event is connected to Lagna, if suppose that he is giving some event, some characteristics, all these things, health parameters, it is connected to the Lagna, it is saying that also can be considered and fixing the important cuspal sublot of the important cusp, right? So that way we have to do the verification or, rectification of birth time is not just based on the ruling planets, but based on the verification of the important details we get or important events or whatever the information we get, they're all connected. That we have to do that. So before proceeding, even when you learn, we have to see that rectification is an important thing. It has to be understood first and learned. Most of the people are asking when they are learning EP system of astrology also, sir, how to do the birth rectification? That is the one which we have to do it first, right? Yes. Birth time rectification is the first one we have to do before proceeding to the analysis. But birth time rectification can be learned only at the last, because birth time rectification is verification of the important events. First, you have to understand and learn how to do the timing of event or predictions on the particular event. If you are able to do that process, if you do the reverse process, that is called birth rectification. I think you're able to understand. Please keep it in mind. Birth rectification just based on the ruling planet is not the right way. But ruling planets definitely will help us, but not all the time, for all the event. That you have to keep it in mind. One more thing also there. People are taking that, sir, fourth cuspal sublot for the mother and ninth sublot for the father and seventh sublot for the spouse and fifth sublot for the child. That sublot will have connection to the moon of the respective relative, blood relative. For example, fifth cuspal sublot, if it's child, means fifth cuspal sublot will have connection to the your first child's moon position. Definitely there will be connection, but not required that it should be always straight. Fifth sublot is Jupiter. So Jupiter should be there in the moon sign in your son's child chart. Moon may be directly in the sign of Jupiter or in the star of Jupiter. That is directly sometime may be there, but not all the time, because fifth sublot may have connection to the moon sign or star of your son directly or indirectly. Obviously, if you're speaking, moon ruler of your son will have all connection directly or indirectly to the fifth rulers of your chart, because fifth ruler or the significant of the lagna of your son, your child. Obviously, that there will be connection. We are all thinking that there will be always direct connections. That is the way we are all looking for the significators also in prediction directly, but it is not all the time correct. There will be direct or indirect connections also. We should be in a position to analyze in extended way, right? So that way, EPS system has got its all sort of things. All your doubts will get clarified, and method of analysis is going to be very simple, provided you learn it in a logical manner and practice it. Thank you. We'll meet in the next video. Good luck.